about the nature of money for hours because I played a significant role in creating PayPal.
Right.
And so my understanding of the money system at a fundamental level of how it actually works, the detailed mechanics of it, is, I think, there are very few people that understand it better than me. Bitcoin is an interesting example, obviously the prime mover on this, but the transaction volume of Bitcoin is low, and the cost per transaction is high. It is, at least at its base level, suitable for maybe an exchange, a store of value. But fundamentally, Bitcoin is not a good substitute for transactional currency.
Right.
And even though it was created as a silly joke, Dogecoin is better suited for transactions.
Why is that?
The total transaction flow that you can do with Dogecoin is substantially more than, like, transactions per day is much higher than, has much higher potential than Bitcoin. It is slightly inflationary, but that inflationary number is a fixed number as opposed to a percentage.
Right.
So that means over time, its percentage inflation actually decreases. And that's actually good because it encourages people to spend and rather than sort of hoard it as a store of value.
Everybody, Kriss here. Welcome. After an exciting weekend in the world of Dogecoin and X payments. So covered that in the video earlier today, but we can talk about some of that stuff as well. But what else is going on and what is next? And are you ready? Are you ready for what is next? Because what we saw on Saturday, that was just a preview. That was like nothing, because there wasn't anything real about Dogecoin. It was all just us like guessing. Yes, X payments, probably Doge. But when it is really Doge, then what is going to happen? Then is what's going to happen. So, are you ready? Well, we can talk about that. Talk a little bit about Bitcoin selling and why things are all still in the red because blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But we got to talk about it because despite this great run that Doge had over the weekend, it has settled back down and now battling this 8-cent line here, which is not good. We got to stay above that. But if it dips below, you guys know what to do, right? You guys know what to do. So how's everybody doing? It's 5 o'clock. That means it's Kriss time. Yep. Jason says same thing. Doge, yeah, Doge can reach $1. Well, sure, because Dogecoin as currency being actually used, once it gets started, it's just going to expand and it's going to grow and it's going to be used for more and more things. That's how it's going to work. We are early. We are so early. It's funny because as Dogecoin's price was pumping on Saturday, and I can show you even on the charts here. So we'll go to 4-hour chart here. Yeah, maybe even 2-hour to like zoom in just a little bit there. So we had this big pump right on Saturday, big pump. After Friday, we had this dip that came down just about 7.5 cents there. And we were talking about it when we were live Friday night. And Saturday, we had this huge run up, right, with Dogecoin. And you would think every other crypto that some would be considering, might also be used for X payments, might also go on a run, right? So what do you think that would be? That would be, let's say, Bitcoin, right? Yeah, maybe the Bitcoin maxis are all like riled up because Bitcoin is going to be used on X, right? And so you would expect this great big run up, right? Like what you see right here with these green candles. So what did Bitcoin do? Nothing. Bitcoin did nothing. Nothing. So, and then there was this whole like Cadena thing, right? Well, Cadena is going to be used. Yeah, a little bit, but nothing like Doge. Caspa, we had the Caspa crowd. No. We had, what was the other one that I heard? Oh, yeah. Floki, right? Floki. The Floki one, yes. Floki went on a little run. And then it sold all the way back down. So Floki's all the way back down. And Doge, just about all the way back down. But we were down here at 7.8 and we're holding at 8.1. So that Doge is just holding there at 8.1. And I don't know if you guys heard of any others that people were like talking about being on X payments. But yeah, Floki, right? Sure. Elon's going to use Floki for X payments. Yes. Unbelievable. So, before we get into it, Dronko says, let's go. Hassan, how are you? Tas, perfect time. It says Bitcoin clown. Nah, I wouldn't say clown. It's just, as Elon said in the intro, and if you guys missed the intro, when this is over, you can go back and listen to it at the beginning. And it was Elon himself, in his own words, saying, Bitcoin is not good for transactions. Dogecoin is better. And if Elon says that, what do you think he's going to use? It's not going to be Bitcoin. Not going to be Bitcoin. Yeah, Kadena, Kaspa. Hey, William, exciting times. I've been hearing some people say Doge go to $5. Is there something as to why 5 and not say 3 or 4? 5 seems a lot. Any ideas? I talked about it all last week. I had one video and 2 lives where I brought up a chart showing the potential for Doge to hit $5. So maybe that came from me. I don't know. But so you can watch them from last week. And I showed those charts, $5 Dogecoin. And then it didn't actually seem so bad in overall market cap, because I think we did the math and it only came up to, at $5 Dogecoin, it came up to like $750 billion market cap, which is less than what Bitcoin is now. So it's not unreasonable to think that Dogecoin could be at $5. Hello, people. Hey, Checkmate, how are you? Dogecoin 1M, I bought the dip, but it's still dipping. Yeah, and that's kind of how it works, right? You think you got a good price, and then it dips even more. But you know what those dips are doing, right? They're taking out those leveraged longs. People think, well, this is the bottom right here, and I'm going to go long on Doge, and then it just takes out those leverage positions and liquidates them down. Yep, it is unbelievable. Doge 1, the latest I've heard on Doge 1 from Justin on X Twitter is that he doesn't think that the CubeSat, the Doge 1 satellite itself, has not been shipped to Florida yet. So kind of hard to think it's going to make it onto that rocket. Kind of hard to think that it's going to make it, but we'll see. And I'll keep you up to date on what I hear. Yes, anyone, Doge can reach $1. With this whole Doge to $1 thing is going to be so big in 2024. It's going to be so big. So, are you ready? I'll be asking that a lot this stream. Why wouldn't X roll out payments in states that they have licenses, add states as they obtain them? My guess is they want it to be successful. They don't want to do this half-assed, right? Elon said he would start it when he got all the states. And when Elon says things, that's what he means. So we'll keep you up to date on those state transmitter licenses and approvals. because that'll be exciting. He thinks he can get it done by the summer. So we'll see. I mean, he's done this before with PayPal, so he knows the business. He knows what he's doing. We just have to wait. Wait. Ariel's concerned. And, you know, having some concern is it's not a bad thing, because, I mean, I'm concerned about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now, below 40K. After this dip that we just had about an hour ago, when Bitcoin dropped below 40K, it then popped up to about 40,250, which wiped out some shorts right there, just with that little bit, and then dropped back below 40K. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's a tough trading for Bitcoin there, and we'll see if that continues to drop any lower. And I've got a few news stories to cover on Biddy and what's happening there. Yeah, we just need to wait. Doge won, and then Elon says on X, Dogecoin is accepted. That would be huge. Dogecoin financial freedom? Yes. Denise asks, what does 96% of total circulating supply mean? Should I buy? That means that mostly that's a token, right? So when a token is created, let's say there's 500 million tokens created. That means that there's 495 million of them that are already in circulating supply, and there's that remaining 5 million or so that have not been released yet, that are still going to be given, whether it's staking as a staking reward or airdrops remaining, or they think they're going to send them to an exchange because they want their token listed on that exchange. That's what that means. So if there's only 50% that's in supply, that means they still got 50% of those tokens that they can let out into the world on you. There are also some contracts that will continually inflate the total max supply. It can inflate. So, I mean, Dogecoin is one of them. Doge has a max supply. Well, I guess they don't technically have a max supply. It is whatever it is, 142 billion Dogecoin is what its supply is now, and it will just gradually continue to increase. So there's that, and that's because of the mining and the rewards of Dogecoin to the miners for keeping the blockchain secure. But typically when they say that, Denise, they're talking about tokens and how many tokens are out there. So 96% is probably pretty good. But again, it depends on, is there really a total max supply and they can't make any more? Or what are their plans as far as rewarding for staking? Because if it's, or maybe it's something that just can't be staked then. So you just have to look into that. That's why they say do your research. No CubeSat, we don't know. We don't know. Justin says that he doesn't think that the Doge 1 CubeSat has been shipped to Florida yet. And they're starting to ready the rocket because that's only 3 weeks away before the launch, the scheduled launch for that IM-1 rocket with there's a lunar lander on there as well. There's going to be two things on that rocket. It's going to be the CubeSat and the lunar lander, and it's going to the moon. But that one, it doesn't have a Dogecoin on it. And so I tweeted to Justin saying, maybe we can slip a Dogecoin onto the lunar lander on this one, because the last one didn't make it to the moon, unfortunately. But Dogecoin will go to the moon at some point in time. So with the creating of the X payment profile, how soon do you think that payments will be in action? So Elon said once he gets all of the United States individual state transmitter licenses, okay, And he said he was over halfway there. He said California and New York were going to be the tough ones. And he was estimating it would be sometime this summer. So summer of 2024. So we will be watching that. Algo ran to $1 is a real possibility. You bought some at 16 cents. Awesome. That's lower than my personal average, because my personal average when I was buying, it's like 19 cents or something like that. So you've got a better average than me. Now our Kriss Pax portfolio that we have here, this Algorand that we scooped up was at 10 cents, which is a great price. So we'll see whether Algo does go to $1. That would be a 10x here for that Algorand we bought into our portfolio. So we will see. We will see how that goes. Oh, look at Biddy coming up back up over 40K. Look at that. We have, oh, let me put that on. So there, 40K. So Bitcoin, is it getting back up over 40K? So what happened today? Bitcoin falls below 40K as Grayscale unwind continues. Yes. Market watchers point to the flood of cash exiting Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF, continuing to sell off. I don't know why nobody predicted this. And I don't know why the people who really know this stuff didn't see this is what was going to happen. I don't know why, but that's what's happening. Those that were buying the Grayscale trust before it was converted to an ETF were getting the trust at a discount from the price of Bitcoin. And as that Bitcoin ETF approval came closer and closer, the price on that trust was getting closer and closer to Bitcoin. Bitcoin was going up though. So that means the trust was going up a lot in price. Once the ETF was approved, the trust, everything got transferred over to the Bitcoin ETF as the price of the Bitcoin. So those people that bought into that trust at a low price, they made a lot of money. And so they're cashing out. Plus, in order to stay with Grayscale, they would be paying this 1.5% fee, where Fidelity's and BlackRock's is like 0.2%, not 1.5%. So those that want to stay in ETFs, selling out of Grayscale and then buying into Fidelity or BlackRock's or ARK's or one of the other ones. So there was a lot of that going on. As Grayscale is selling off the Bitcoin, because they hold the amount of Bitcoin that's held in their ETF. So as their ETF sells off, they then sell off the corresponding Bitcoin. And unfortunately, since Coinbase is holding their Bitcoin, it's being sold as spot sales, which is dragging the price down. Meanwhile, Fidelity and BlackRock that are getting a lot of new customers in buying their Bitcoin spot ETFs, they're not buying the corresponding Bitcoin on the spot market. They're doing it OTC, over the counter. So it doesn't show up in the trading. It's like, what the heck, right? What the heck? But then we also have this, FTX. So apparently FTX held 22.28 million shares of GBDC. So it's selling them off. So we're getting screwed by SBF again. Getting screwed by SBF. Hopefully this all ends this week and we can be done with this selling, because it's hurting everything. So here's Bitcoin back down to 39.9. Everything is in the red. Just everything except Sia Coin. SIA, for some reason, is still green. Tom Crowd earlier today was like, what is going on with SIA? Why is that the only thing in the green? Doesn't make sense. Someone in the chat mentioned something about new miners, something. A lot of people mine SIA coin, I guess. And with new miners, with the hash rate and everything with it, maybe it's profitable. I don't know. Maybe it's the only thing that's been profitable, but it's the only thing that's in the green is SIA coin. Who knew? So, but everything else is in the red. Dogecoin is not alone. But as I showed in the video earlier today, Dogecoin has pretty much outperformed almost every other top 100 cryptocurrency over the last 7 days because of this big run that Doge had on Saturday, and it has not sold back down to where it was before the run, like Floki did. Floki went all the way back down. It is probably now dropping even lower because, I mean, come on, really, Floki. Some of you may own some Floki. Good luck with it. That's all I say. The Doge, we'll see whether it holds above 8 cents. That's my line right there. It's 8 cents. And if not, then 7.5 is the next line down. Overall, as Fred says, crypto in general is strong. In the long term, this is going to be a good thing for cryptocurrency. In the short term, though, it's painful. It's painful. So, and I've got a chart to show you in a little bit, just to show you about Bitcoin and crypto long term and what this means. So let me get caught up here. The problem with Doge isn't like it's 5 big whales, right? There aren't 5 big whales that own it. Those are exchanges. Those big wallets are all exchanges that we own, like that Robinhood wallet. That's our Doge. It's sitting there. Billions and billions of Dogecoin. So no, there's not some huge whale that's going to dump a billion Dogecoin on the market. Dogecoin's very decentralized. It's these exchanges that hold so many just because there was so much buying of Doge on the exchanges, and particularly with Robinhood. And most people that trade on Robinhood, they're not interested in getting a ledger and moving to their own wallet. They're fine with Robinhood holding it. And so that's why Robinhood has so many dang big Dogecoin. It's because of that. They have a lot of Bitcoin too. There's some big Robinhood Bitcoin wallets as well. It's not quite the same percentage-wise of overall supply as what Robinhood holds with Dogecoin. They knew. Yeah, those that were buying that trust knew, and they made a lot of money, and now they're cashing out. And maybe they'll buy Bitcoin in at 39K when they sold up at like 44. What's up, Bull Run? Personally, I think they're rotating their holdings of BTC from their old bags to new bags. Yep. I mean, you're still holding your SIA big time. Yeah, I mean, SIA's like a penny and something. So yeah, millions of SIA. Hedge funds doing hedge funds things. True. So with Bitcoin hovering around 40K, what does Jim Cramer say? Jim Cramer says that it's unlikely that Bitcoin finds its footing. So he's bearish on Bitcoin. So if we're believing reverse Cramer, right? Reverse Cramer, that means Bitcoin's about to take off. Now, Cramer did say a couple weeks ago Bitcoin was going to go down, and it went down. So maybe one time out of 10, he's kind of right. So I'll give him that one. But now, yeah. That's what Cramer said. But overall, and I've shown these kinds of charts before, that in bull markets, Bitcoin always has pullbacks. And in fact, in 2023, we saw 3 Bitcoin pullbacks, 22%, 21%, and 24%. And so far, this pullback is just 18%. And maybe now that it's dropped down to 39K, maybe it's 19%, not quite 20 yet. So Bitcoin does have pullbacks in bull runs. And Bitcoin was the only real cryptocurrency since the beginning of 2023 that had been going on this sort of consistent upward run, ending the year up 160%. Where most altcoins were kind of going sideways, with some of them peaking up at different times. And then there were some like Injective and Render and others that just were going crazy. And Solana as well in the second half of 2023. And Solana's having a big pullback now too. But that happens. And you just have to weather it out. If you believe in where this is going, which I called out in my video earlier today, is that following these 4-year cycles, we're just getting started. We haven't even had the Bitcoin halving yet. That still comes in a few months. Bitcoin halving. After that, the inflation of Bitcoin is cut in half. The rewards to the miners are cut in half. And in the last 3 cycles after the halving, Bitcoin traded a little flat, had a few dips, but then after a few months, took off. I'm a believer in the 4-year cycles. I'm sticking with it. That's for the overall cryptocurrency market and Bitcoin. Doge will follow Bitcoin for the most part, but as we saw on Saturday, it has the potential to go on its own, which it did on Saturday. That big run that Dogecoin had on Saturday, Bitcoin didn't do. Bitcoin was just flat. So no one was trading Bitcoin thinking that it was going to be used on X payments. But Doge, big time. Big time. So that's the potential that Dogecoin has to just go on its own. And we saw it back in 2021, same thing. The rest of the market in middle of April was going down and Bitcoin went up. I think I still have that. Do I still have that on here? Because I had a screenshot. I don't see it really quickly here. No, I don't see it really quickly here. But I did have a screenshot from April of 2021 of where coins were. And while Dogecoin was going up, everything was going down. But anyway, we move on. Dogecoin soars to weekly peak amid X payments buzz. So that's what we had on Saturday. Just very exciting. Trading of Doge up. And now it is retesting 8 cents right now. But Dogecoin's value surged weekly high of 9 cents, fueled by speculation around X payments. The expected payment feature of tech mogul Elon Musk's social media platform X, formerly called Twitter, launched its account with a gold verification badge over the weekend. That was pretty exciting. That makes it real. X payments, it's coming. See, when Elon says stuff, he eventually gets around to it. Sometimes it takes a lot longer than we would think or would like, but he eventually gets to it, which is why I'm holding Dogecoin. I'm holding Dogecoin. Elon says stuff, he eventually gets around to it. Dogecoin spiked 12% following X payments buzz, despite no comment from Elon Musk. Well, right, Elon's not going to come out and say it now. Not the time. Not the time. Plus, he was busy. He flew over to Europe, and today he took a tour of Auschwitz and was interviewed on some European Jewish Association thing. So he was a little busy while this was going on. But, you know, why did they make that X payments account on Friday? And they gave it its little gold check mark, verified as well. And in the matter of a couple days, over 100,000 followers for X payments. So it's coming. It's real. Will Dogecoin be used on it? How about Bitcoin? Well, there was a lot of buzz on X about Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, right? But Bitcoin being used on X. And as I've shown before, you know, going through the Bitcoin white paper, if you remember, did a whole video on the Bitcoin white paper, and then on one of my live streams, encouraged you guys to read the Bitcoin white paper. And then today I kind of had fun with it. And I posted not only the intro video from this stream, and plus the one that I had done again on last Friday, which was Elon's interview from a Time magazine from 2 years ago, when he said Dogecoin was better at transactions than Bitcoin. So Elon said that, but then I made this up. I took a screenshot of the Bitcoin white paper. I crossed out Bitcoin, wrote in Dogecoin in Comic Sans font, crossed out bitcoin.org, put in dogecoin.com, and now it's a Dogecoin white paper, because that's all you got to do. Dogecoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Commerce on the internet. It's all about it right here. Bitcoin is not going to be used as commerce on the internet. It's not. People are going to be using Bitcoin to buy things. Dogecoin. And Elon said it himself. Dogecoin is better at transactions. So I have fun with that. Follow me on X Twitter for more fun. Again, this is what I say in my profile. Let's have some fun and make money too. And I also have my MyDoge tip wallet here. And I was tipped some Dogecoin today by the Doge tipping account. So it works. Doge for tipping on X. Now you can do it, but you have to have a MyDoge wallet, which I have on my phone. And then you have to associate it with your X Twitter account. And as soon as you have that, then you can get tips and give tips on X Twitter right now. So that's a fun little thing that's going on. Dogecoin pumps amid speculation over Twitter payments. Twitter X hasn't confirmed anything about using Dogecoin for payments, but that's not stopping traders from buying the rumor, because that's how Doge goes, right? That's how Doge goes. It loves to trade on rumors. But one of these days, it's not going to be a rumor. It's going to be the real thing. You know, what do you think is going to happen to Dogecoin then? So, Skew posts. Nice pump after the creation of the X Payments account for Doge, which tells me the market is once again speculating that X will integrate Doge as a payment option. Nice momentum here. Still, however, price needs to properly reclaim the 1 week pivot of 8.75 cents. And then the yearly open thereafter. So, of course, now that we've had a sell-off here, I don't know who's selling Dogecoin. I mean, at 8.1 cents, like who is selling Dogecoin down here? I don't get it. I mean, do people really think Dogecoin is just going to crash? And I mean, if you've held Dogecoin for this long today, and it's still going, who's selling? I don't know. I don't know. Dogecoin's weekend rally hit a pause. Traders betting on Doge longs faced liquidation worth over $2.5 million in a single day. So let me go back to the hourly here. So as the price of Dogecoin was going down, liquidated longs were happening. Yes, people betting. As Dogecoin was going up here on Saturday, people thought that Doge was just going to keep going. And so they were opening leveraged long positions. Now, those that probably started them early, right when that X payments thing became known to most people and the price started going up, they're barely in profit if they held, if they didn't close their position up here. But anyone who started up in like the mid eights, or even when it got up to 8889 and were opening leveraged long positions on Doge, they got liquidated. They got liquidated. Now, if someone started shorting Doge from up here, they're probably doing okay. And there were probably some swing traders that sold Doge up here, waiting to buy it in lower, because that happens too, especially when it's a rumor like X payments accepting Dogecoin. It's not even a rumor. It's like we're guessing that it's going to happen, right, in some future date. But that's how Doge trades. But then what do we have? Liquidations, big time, leveraged longs. Over a 1 day period, Bitcoin had $68 million liquidated, 57 on the long, but 11 on shorts. Like, how can $11 million in short positions when Bitcoin is going down? Because people are stupid. Just stupid. And even with Dogecoin, it goes down, drops down here, you enter a short position, and Dogecoin trades back up, and it liquidates the short. DCA and hold. Again, not a financial advisor, but we got a long ways to go with this crypto thing. And if you're going to play those games, I just ask you, just go follow the Coinfessions account on X Twitter. You start reading those and you're like, yeah, I'm not touching leverage. Because so many just get liquidated. Doge price breakout takes retest. Will Dogecoin bounce back? So now we're going to look forward for Dogecoin. Will Dogecoin bounce back? And what does it need to do to bounce back? So Doge price backed at 8.2 cents. Will buyers make a comeback? So we see on this chart here that from the 10 cent high that Dogecoin had on its 10th birthday, remember that in December? Dogecoin has steadily been in a decline until Saturday. Right? Saturday, Dogecoin breaks up over this descending line. So now we can back test that line and then turn around and trade up. That would be a typical kind of technical analysis view on a sort of a more of a macro scale for Dogecoin. We could see that happening. And then more buyers just buying Dogecoin. Once this Bitcoin selling is through, Dogecoin isn't going to go down either. It's going to turn around and go back up. So we just need this Bitcoin selling to end down here. We just need that to end. So Dogecoin shows signs of emerging from that year-long slump, and that's even a bigger macro scale, all the way from the beginning of 2023. Will X payments platform turn out bullish for Doge? Well, of course, right? It's just not going to continue. And Assad tweeted, X looks like it's gearing up for payments, bullish for Doge. Here's why. Money remitter licenses applied for. And according to Elon, they have over half of them. That's not all public, though. The public ones we know of is like 10 or 12 of them. But Elon said he had over half of them. Doge is in the accumulation range. Elon's Doge history, because we know, and I've done many, many videos of all of the things that Elon has said about Dogecoin over the years. And memes are a narrative this cycle. And we know that Elon loves the memes. So you put all that together and you're like, I'm not selling. I'm not selling my Dogecoin now. It's becoming real, guys. I'm not selling. The potential, this 44% rise here that World of Charts has put on here gets Doge up to almost 13 cents here. This is the type of move that Dogecoin can make relatively easily once this Bitcoin selling is done. Doge can go on a continuation of the run that we started on Saturday and get up over 10 cents and come up to like 12.5 cents. That is a realistic run that Doge can go on. But this Bitcoin selling has got to stop. Got to stop. Dogecoin price predictions. How high can X payments take Doge? So that's the big question, right? Where does Doge go if it's really going to be used on X? That's the billion-dollar question right there. And that's why we were talking about Dogecoin to $1, maybe even Dogecoin to $5, because that is what would actually make Dogecoin go parabolic. They're not rumors. That would be actual use. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. And I've been talking about it all along, but with a realistic frame of mind, not like some of these other YouTubers, right, that just kind of go a little crazy with this. But looking at the charts, looking at resistance levels, looking at the total market cap, where Doge fits in with other cryptos. And I'm not saying it's going to be bigger than Bitcoin. I haven't said that once. $5 Dogecoin is not as big as what Bitcoin is today. We look at the coin market cap. Bitcoin is now 778, and that's at a price of 39.7K right there. It's come down to 778. And we did the calculation last week that $5 Dogecoin is about 750 billion. So it would still be less than Bitcoin. Now, Dogecoin probably wouldn't go up like that, and Bitcoin not going up any. So sure, $5 Dogecoin. $1 Dogecoin would be 142 billion, which would be underneath ETH here. Only half of ETH's market cap would be $1 Dogecoin. $5 Dogecoin would put it at number 2. I think ETH's going to have a big year this year. So I've got a little bag of ETH too. I think that's going to be big. And finally, one reminder, before Elon changed his location to Trollheim because he was trolling Mark Cuban, he had XD, remember? Now, why would he have the Dogecoin D in his profile? Why would he have that? Again, just a little wink and a nod, like he can't say it, but he could do stuff like this that just, yeah. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's see if we can keep Doge from dropping below 8 cents, guys. It's struggling here, 8.05. Struggling. All right, let me get caught up here. Chuds are selling Dogecoin. Yeah. When Doge equals $1 per Elon, I think Doge would just keep going higher, is what I think. I think it just would keep going higher. If you had to pick which month, Ernie asks, well, I mean, if he says it's summertime, then that takes the whole like sell in May and go away and buy back in September. That whole theory blows that out of the water. But to be on the safe side, I'll say September or October. Yeah. Because I don't think Elon's quite going to make it summer. It usually takes things just a little longer. So I'll bet on October. So Gus asks, when do you think Doge can reach at least 20 cents? Oh, I just showed a chart of it getting up to like 12 and a half, 13 cents, but I think it's going to need more for 20. And now if Bitcoin goes on a big run after the halving, we could see Doge going on a run as well. Hey, Bulldozer, how are you? Radio Doge, yeah, I got to look into that more. They've been talking about Radio Doge with Starlink and actually being able to transmit Doge through a Starlink connection with Radio Doge, but I don't understand it. I haven't really looked into it. So Aiden says, so are we still in bear market? BTC is going to 25K. I could be wrong. I was guessing 38K. That's my bottom. And that comes from, that's just charting. That's just looking at the daily and saying 38K, which was right here. This was this high that we had. And this is where I circled it. And I said, yeah, that's the 38K range right there. That's going to be support, 38K. And what I predicted was, if you guys remember, head and shoulders, then we dip down. Right? I drew this a couple weeks ago. That dip down is now being accelerated from what I charted because of this GBTC and FTX Bitcoin sell-off. So that accelerated how I charted this head and shoulders pattern that was going to retest 38K. So that is still in play. It's just a month earlier than I thought. I keep all my little doodles on my charts for a while just to, because I play with it. But that's what we see. Doge. Now remember this, right? When are you buying Dogecoin? Back in October, when Dogecoin was at 6 cents, people were saying, well, I'm buying when it goes down to 4. Right? And then in November, when Doge was at 6 cents, I'm buying when it goes down to 5. And then when Dogecoin came up to 7, well, I'm buying when it goes down to 6. And now Dogecoin, up over 8, I'm buying when it goes down to 7. So when are you actually buying? Because if you didn't buy it back here, and you didn't buy it here, and you didn't buy it here, the trend is up since the middle of October when I called the beginning of the altcoin bull market. That was right there. So the trend is up, and this, what we've seen so far in 2024 with that initial dump on the 3rd, and now what we're seeing is this retrace after Doge had a nice move up on Saturday. Well, let's see if this can hold 8 and then start to move back up. That's what we're going to be looking for. All right. Bull Run says, I just bought a basket of low market caps recently, buying even more next few months. They're pumping already. One of them already 2x. Happy about that. Even if Elon integrates BTC into XApp, I don't think anyone will be spending their BTC. Yeah, again, it depends on how the X engineers would be setting up the payment app. And as I showed in my video today, someone posted in Reddit that on GitHub, they found code for X Twitter, and embedded in the code, it said Doge. In a couple places, it said Doge. It didn't say Bitcoin, BTC, or anything like that. It just said Doge. I don't see what advantage Elon would have with X payments to have multiple cryptos. If he's really going to use it for tipping, for payment from one person to another, maybe as an option, you can use fiat or crypto. You only need one cryptocurrency. You don't need multiple. I think it's just going to be Doge. But what do I know? I'm just a guy in the internet, right? This YouTube channel, just talking about Dogecoin. What do I know? And Christopher says, I want to drop 1,000 on Doge. Will it dip back to 7.6? Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be a hold 8 cents or not. Jason just bought some. So again, if you keep waiting it to go down, then you're wishing Dogecoin to drop in price. I never want to be in a position for wishing Dogecoin to go down in price. That's why I don't short it. And that's why I'm not in a position of, oh, if it only goes down to this price, that's when I'm going to buy it. No, you buy it on the dip when it dips. You DCA. In the end, what's the difference between like 8.05 and 7 I forget what you said, like 7.5 cents, when it's up at like 35 cents or 50 cents or 60 cents? That difference is not going to be that many Doge. Unless you don't buy any and it takes off in price. Because then you don't have the Doge. So, yeah, I think the big Doge run happens in 2024, probably in the fall, with X payments. That's what I think. Some people don't know how to invest. They buy green days and sell red days. Yep, that's the FOMO. I'll bet there were a lot of people buying Dogecoin up at 8.9 cents, 9-cent Dogecoin. Go to the hourly chart. They were buying up here, right? Following the FOMO, buying up here. They haven't been listening to me, because we were talking about 7.5 cents here on Friday. But even eventually, 8.9 cent Dogecoin is going to be a good buy. It just kind of hurts when it's down here at 8.09 now. Yeah, and there's always the swing trade in Doge. Doge goes on a pump, and then whales sell, and they buy back in at a lower price. And that happens a lot, particularly when there's a big run of something that isn't a real thing. Perfect time to swing trade Dogecoin. I look at other R3A. I look at other cryptos quite a bit. Web3 projects, not so much, but definitely blockchains, layer 2s. I share with everyone here what's in my portfolio, because I have a very diversified portfolio, not as big as bull runs, but very diversified. Big into Arbitrum, Optimism, Render, Algorand. and others. We talk about them when there's time, but now it's just like there's so much news on Dogecoin that we're kind of concentrating Dogecoin on this stream, but always happy to look at some other coins as well. I'm not selling. So PT Max, I say I'm not selling now, but I will be selling some of my Dogecoin, most of my other cryptocurrencies, probably about a year from now. I'm going to be looking at doing some selling, taking some profits. This time around, I am not sitting there. I am not sitting there. I'm going to take some profits this time. Doge will melt the faces. So, and that's fine, Bull Run. If you don't want to buy Doge now, that's fine. You're very happy in your other cryptos, which is great. That's fine. But I think you'll be missing that Doge. Oh, right now the IM-1 SpaceX mission is still scheduled for middle of February. Whether the Doge satellite gets there or not, that's the question now, William. So stay tuned. I'll keep you up to date on what I hear. Elon is planning on becoming the world's first. I don't think he's planning on it. It's just happening. I think he's becoming the world's first trillionaire, not because it's something that he plans to do or wants to do. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen for him. Everyone looks for the top, and I'm not going to sell right at the top. The chances of me hitting the exact top, that's like hitting the lottery. But we'll be talking about layering out, because we've been layering in, right? We've been buying Dogecoin. We were buying it through the summer, DCAing, and now buying on dips, but selling. I will never sell all of a coin at any one time. You sell bits and pieces, right? You take some percentages based on, instead of the dips, on the spikes, right? When you get to a point where you think that a coin is overbought, goes on a big run, and again, not now, because this is still early in the 4-year cycle. And even if something spiked, like you saw with Dogecoin here on Saturday, you've got other coins that go on big runs and then they retrace, like Arbitrum just did. And Optimism just did, but I didn't sell. Of course, I wouldn't know exactly when the top was going to be for either of those. But I'm in it for the long game through the bull market. So at least another year. And then I'm going to think about selling. Then I'm going to be looking for opportunities to start to layer out. Plus, I don't want to pay short-term capital gains. I want to hold them all for at least a year before I sell. So I'm in the short-term capital gain. Or I'm sorry, I don't want to be short-term capital gains. I want to hold them long. So the difference between a short-term capital gains tax and a long-term capital gains tax here in the United States is 15 to 20% between your federal tax and your state tax. 15 to 20%. For me, I'm holding until I've got everything held for at least a year. Then I'm selling. So it's a long-term capital gains tax, lower amount of tax being taken out. That's what I'm playing. October. That's me, Ryan. That's what I'm looking for. Good word. Military Jack says buying more Doge. Bulldozer says $1.20, then back to retest 74. That's a big pullback. That's a big pullback in a bull market. That's huge. I would see it. I could see it. If it got up to 120, I can see it going back to $1, maybe dipping into the upper, like 99-cent range, but not back to 74. It'll retest 74 on the way up to $1. That I can see, but not once it's over $1. But we'll see. Flying Tiger says dollar Doge is inevitable. Hiram just bought some Doge, 0.08039, and you are now already in the green on that Doge you just bought because Doge is up to 810. Nice pickup right there. Good pickup on the dip. Will it dip lower? Yeah, it might. But I say right now, looking at the chart, that's a pretty good pickup right there. 6 cents was the bottom line. How many did you buy? I bought a lot. On that, my last big purchase at 5.88 cents was, and I've got it right here, because I keep track of everything on spreadsheets. Let's see. I bought that last chunk of Doge on October 9th. I bought 89,000 Dogecoin for $5,250. That was my last big purchase. That was October 9th, which is right there. Right above my head, right there. 5.88 cents. So that was pretty good. And then I've picked up a few little bits here and there on some of these dips, but that was the big one for me. We also bought at that same time in the Kriss DCA portfolio, this Dogecoin, because this Dogecoin we have here, this 75,000 Doge, we were DCAing that from end of July through September, but we still had some cash ready. Again, I put in 10,000, but I only had 9,000 in by the end of September, and I was saving. And so what did we do? We bought on October 9th at 0.05885, 14,000 Dogecoin right there. That was that purchase. So $835, 0.05885. We got 14,000 Doge. That's what we did. So this Kriss DCA portfolio, even with the rest of the crypto market going down, because we have almost 50% in Doge, for 7 days, Doge is only down 0.11%. Bitcoin's down 6%, ETH is down 7%, but Doge only 0.11. So this whole portfolio is still 33% in profit just from the summer. Where is this going to be in October? Where is this portfolio going to be a year from now? Then we'll be selling this portfolio, except for the Doge. We'll be selling everything else. And then I will be giving this Doge to you guys as my present to my followers. So to be eligible for this Dogecoin, you have to go to my YouTube channel and you have to join the channel. I appreciate the subscribers. Please subscribe, like the stream, like and subscribe always. But if you join, then not only do you get a check mark next to your name in the chat, and your name is in green in the chat, and you get to use these fun little emojis that others can't use, particularly the Dogecoin ones. That's great. But you're also then going to be receiving some of this Dogecoin. So just putting that out there in case you hadn't heard it, which most of you already have, but that's coming. It's coming. Jason just got some at 0.0807. Nice. Flying Tiger just bought another 25,000. Doge forever. Bulldozer got some back there at 0.068. Nice. All nice. Yes. Cheers. Let's see what William has to say. I got a story for you. I was watching this YouTube show called Friday Night TYTS. They had Vivek, and he said he wanted to quote Elon saying, "Fate loves irony," and you thought Doge. Yep. Fate loves irony. That was all about Dogecoin when Elon said that. It was all about Dogecoin. And I do have a clip of that, right? Do I have the Elon clip? Yeah, right here.
But like fate loves irony. Like the most entertaining outcome is the most, like what would be the most ironic outcome? That the currency that was invented as a joke, in fact, becomes the real currency.
There it is. There it is. From Elon himself. Fate loves irony. The coin that was made as a joke becomes the real currency. Elon says these things. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Hey, Bullrun, there's a talk that all crypto money went into the stock market. I wonder what is the relationship in the future. There were probably some big traders that rotated, into stocks, but stocks, they're at all-time highs. And as I said in my video earlier today, there's a lot of hedge funds that are opening big short positions on the stock market, thinking this S&P 500, which again today closed at yet another all-time high, that they think stock market's going to go down. Now, Tesla has been going down. It's getting shorted heavily. But other stocks, we could start to see that, particularly in March when there's not going to be a rate cut. I don't know why everyone's saying rate cuts in March. I've been saying May or June all along. It's not going to be March. But people are going to get disappointed because they got all hyped up that there were going to be interest rate cuts in March, and it's not going to happen. The FOMC meeting is going to happen. They're not going to cut, and the stock market's going to go down. I can almost guarantee it now, 2 months before it actually happens. It's just one of those things. JS is selling only 74 cents or higher. How many states have already approved? Don Jose, Elon said he had over half. Only about a dozen are public, have been made public. But Elon said he had over half. So I'll take that to mean at least 25. And he says he'll have them by the summer, but says California and New York are going to be the hard ones. So we'll see. Bulldozer might do a small nibble at 35 cents. And I will probably too, because I still have my 2-cent Dogecoin. So I sell some of my 2-cent Dogecoin at 35 cents. That's a pretty good profit. I just sell to buy as much as I can to the next bottom line. More Doge. Yep. What bull run did you start accumulating Doge? Do you have a goal to get a certain amount? Good question, Christopher. So I started at 2 cents. 2-cent Dogecoin on January 29th, 2021. I know the exact date. I had about 440,000 Doge. And then I think at my peak by a little bit later in February, I had 500 because I sold it and then rebought in at a lower price. I did a big swing trade in February of 2021. And I gained another 50 or 60,000 Dogecoin with that trade. And I had to pay taxes on that profit, short-term capital gains tax profit. But All good. That's when I started. And so I still have that Dogecoin plus all the other Dogecoin that I've bought, and I'm in the millions. So I'm somewhere between 2.5 and 3 million Doge now. I don't know exactly because I have my Dogecoin spread out. Different exchanges, different wallets. I've got MyDoge wallet. I've got Trust wallet. I've got Exodus wallet. I've got my Ledger. So it's not all in one place. Yep. Didn't sell nothing in 2023. Yep. Get ready to go below 6 cents. We got a bear in the house, Crypto Solo. Doge isn't going down to 6 cents. You're one of those now that are looking at this chart. It's like waiting for it to go back down to buy more down at 6 cents. That's way down here. I don't see it. It would have to be some huge crypto crash like Bitcoin going from 40K all the way down to 30K before we see something like that. Could it happen? I suppose it could. Will it? Doge, I think Doge has too much support up at 7.5 cents and then 7 cents to ever get down to 6 cents. I don't know. Operculum, you get paid tomorrow. That means more Doge. Yep, I got a clip in there, Ryan. I've got all my clips. I forget about them. I just get into like talking too much. So let's see if I can get another one in. How about, oh, here's one I haven't played before. Yilong Ma.
Many, no. Doge, Kriss, Doge. Give me to you.
There you go. There's my Yilong Ma clip. You like that one? I got a bunch of good ones. Currency of the world, Dogecoin. You know, if Trump wins the election, which is another big bullish thing happening in the fall, United States elections, yes, Trump winning is bullish for stocks and cryptos. It will be. We'll definitely be looking forward to that. And that's kind of what I think is going to happen now. Even if Trump is indicted, convicted, whatever, he's still going to win. I think. It's just the way it is. Doge $5. That's what I've been saying. Not $1. $5. You've been holding Doge since May of 2021. Been DCAing ever since, right? Bringing that average price down. That's the way to do it. 69-cent Doge. That was your first Doge, huh? Wow. Yeah. From 69 to 16. That's pretty impressive to bring it down that much. That's pretty good. There you go. A little late in the 2021 bull run, but Doge has accommodated by coming down so much in price. So, Solana, biggest Web3 project, Gari Network. The Gari Network. I looked at this before, and you may have been on my on one of my streams before, because I think I looked at this before. Gari. I remember looking at this. The Gari Network. Tokens at 3 cents. No, this is what I remember. Total supply, 992 million Gari tokens right here. But look how many are in circulation. 273. Less than a third of all tokens are in circulation. you're just going to get dumped on. This is not a good investment, just based on the number of tokens between total supply and how much is circulating now. I see that and I just go, no, thank you. No, thank you. Not interested in that. So no matter how much people think of the use case of this thing, when did it launch? December? Oh, no, back in February. Oh, man, it used to be way up here. June of 2022, it was 77 cents. And now it's at 3 cents. Oh, this doesn't look good at all. This doesn't look good. I don't know. Good luck with it, though, if you're into this thing. But yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Some say BTC and crypto profits went to Trump. His stock is booming right now. His NFTs have been something. He's making money off of those. Christopher says, watching Dogecoin vids since early 21. A lot of people just the same stuff. Putting on the O face on the thumbnail. Yeah, they do look ridiculous. I don't do that. So, but I'm talking about a coin with a dog on it, right? About memes. But I try and keep it real here, you know, as much as I can. I get caught up in the hype every now and then, but I don't go crazy with it. Like Saturday, you didn't see me like doing these crazy videos about Dogecoin spiking to $1. So $1 to start, $5 in a few more years. I think that's realistic. Vladen asks, Shiba or Doge? And my answer is both. You don't know when Shiba is going to go on a run. And I bought some SHIB about 9 months ago at about 10, and SHIB is now down to, it just dropped below 9. It's down to 8.9 now because of this drop. So yeah, I'm a little down on my SHIB, but I'm just holding it because eventually it's going to go on some run. So I just hold it for that. It started to go up a little bit here on Saturday when Doge was going up. SHIB went on a little bit of run, but it just all sold off. It all just sold off. But Doge has not all sold off. It is still higher than where it was from Friday night. So hold on there, Dogecoin. After TikTok ban in India, it got this year 200 million downloads. Well, again, good luck with it, R3A. You hold a Trump NFT? Wow. I didn't know that you bought one. Good luck. Hit the like button, Jason says. Thank you for the reminder. You've been following me since 2021. Thanks, appreciate it. Appreciate it. So this is what we've got. Again, right now we still have the BTC sell-off, Bitcoin holding on, 39.6 now. This is not a good looking chart for Bitcoin. We need to see some movement back up, solid movement well above 40K to have any sign of relief from the sell-off. Just the Bitcoin sell-off, which is just dragging the whole crypto market down with it, including Dogecoin. So despite Dogecoin's big run, the rest of the crypto market is all red, and it just can't keep its price up here. So unfortunately, we're just going to be following the rest of the market now down. Hopefully we can hold 8 cents. We'll see. I'll have a video on Tuesday. We'll be live again on Wednesday, 5 o'clock. So be sure to join me then. Until then, I hope you all are well. and I'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.